Buddy, my bad. That's my fault. 97 seconds. Did you just hear our producer just said, or our engineer, sound engineer just said, we don't understand memes. That's a generational thing.
It's a generational thing. Because it's a meme you wouldn't understand. You're too fucking old.
Yeah, I'm going to tell this story because this just happened to us, and I feel like it was a below-the-belt punch.
It was a below-the-belt punch.
Okay, so I'm going to do it then myself. The last time he tried to generationally separate us was when he came home and said, "You don't understand anything about technology."
Oh, no,
so I locked him out of his own iPad and sent him on his way.
He's not laughing about that.
No.
He's like,
Said,
fucking asshole.
I was like, eat a bowl of dicks, kid. Now go tell your teacher you fucking got locked out permanently. He was like 8, and I feel like the teacher was not happy, but it's, oh well.
But he just did it again. That's all.
He just did it again.
He just did it again.
He just
below
did it
the
again.
belt.
We don't understand comedy. What the fuck do we know?
No, nothing. Because we have this show.
Yeah,
we have this show that proves enough that we don't know anything.
This is real facts. So, Unicorn Dicks, Smurfs, and fucking Lex Luthor, be damned.
Be damned.
Necropants, I've seen it in a museum. You don't know shit about it. The Reaper confirmed it.
I mean, should we talk about all the things he doesn't know about?
Unless you paid him. Did you pay him that day?
I did not. Did not.
See, the thing is
he did that on his own accord.
See, here's the problem, Joe Skelly. And I say this with the utmost love and respect. I wouldn't put it past that you would, but I also wouldn't put it past that he wouldn't or didn't get paid.
Yeah, no, he didn't get paid. He just called you out on it because he could tell.
Oh, he
could tell.
That shit's not funny, bro. Don't say that. I won't come back to work next. Just don't say that.
You're not going to come to the next
You're
company
freaking me
retreat?
out. Yeah, you're freaking me out.
All right.
Dude's in the dark. Gonna be like, don't leave me here with this guy. All right, moving on. It's the Halloween episode. Welcome to the Halloween episode.
Oh, I'm gonna give
let's just tell them what it is first.
Oh, it's the Halloween episode.
That way we're like, hey, why is it so creepy already?
It's the Halloween episode.
So that's what we're doing. Happy Halloween.
Yes.
Shout out to all of our Halloween fans.
And all those people that are out because it's the veil is the thinnest it's going to be for the entire year.
Shout out to the people who are listening, the dedicated ones.
I want to give a shout out to little Timmy. Little Timmy, I'm proud of you about all that axe work you were doing, busting up all those logs, doing man's work. That was good stuff.
That is man's work.
That's good stuff.
Like clearing out like the Brexton type stuff is just man's work.
That's man's work.
You clear that shit out. You're in the ghettos.
Yep.
You're cleaning. Mm-hmm. You're scrubbing.
Yep.
You're chopping firewood.
Yes, sir.
Get those arms a chopping.
Get them arms a chopping. People are like, what the fuck are they talking
Halloween. Listen, I gave my man's like 90. And that one that leads into legal form.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
Let me just tell you, if you want a secret code for the future for all of our young listeners, if you can type up a report, an affidavit, or just anything like that, you'll be okay. And do that.
Yes.
Legalities. So, away from that, listen, before you asked me earlier if I had content, let me bring some of mine out first.
Before you bust this out.
Whoa.
Before you bust this out.
Well,
this is Halloween related.
Which one, mine or yours?
Everybody should go out and watch the movie Pay the Ghost.
Oh, so you just did that now. Now mine might not be as good.
No.
Damn it,
I'll leave it alone.
Too late.
Watch the movie Pay the Ghost.
You premised it. What's that about?
Oh, it's about a guy's kid who gets kidnapped by a ghost, and he searches for him. Oh, it's a good movie. It's a good Halloween movie. Watch Pay the Ghost.
This movie sounds like it could go a million different ways.
It's pretty goddamn good.
Like Nick Cage good?
Bingo.
Is Nick Cage in it?
Yes, sir.
Oh, is he really?
Yes, he is.
Okay, I'll watch it.
All right, there you
go.
I
wasn't going to watch it before, but like I'd already decided. I'm like, kids and kidnapping, it's so big these days. I'm going to stay away from that one.
We'll watch the trailer later.
Ghost kidnapping, though.
Yes.
Okay. I was worried it was a little Sixth Sense-y, but I never watched that movie, by the way.
What?
Come on, dog. First of all, that movie became, I know you won't understand this, but it became a meme. Before memes were a thing.
Oh, so
you don't know nothing about that, right?
I don't know.
I
nothing
wasn't
about
there
memes.
for that.
I don't know anything.
This
about
was
memes.
before memes. What are memes? Doesn't matter. But people were talking about it. Remember? For like fucking years, dude.
Oh yeah.
You couldn't walk anywhere without some idiot saying, "I see dead people."
Yeah.
Then after that died, it became synonymous with everything in the world. So if you were a knitter, you're like, I see yarn people.
Oh,
if you were a bodybuilder, you're like, I see buff people.
Oh, get out of here.
Or if you were the edgy one, you were like, I see needle people. You know, stuff like that.
Right.
You know, but it just became a thing. It was over and over and over and over. That was before you could just shut your phone off. Because you actually talked to people.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter. They were just going to show up and say, what's up? Or some stupid fucking thing like that. That was a meme at that point.
It was leftover from a Super Bowl commercial.
Right. Is that where that came from? No, that came from that comedy movie.
No.
Remember they made all those fake comedy movies after?
Oh, yeah.
And the Scream guy was running around, and instead of stabbing people, he started saying that stupid line. And
yeah, but that came from a Budweiser commercial during a Super Bowl.
Oh.
There you go.
Whatever. It's all bad.
This Halloween episode's off to a great start. So,
Yeah.
picture content.
No, it's too late now. Doesn't matter what I say. I might not be able to pass the Nick Cage movie.
You're going to. Go ahead.
They're racing jetpacks. It's happening.
How's that Halloween related?
Swear to God. It's not. It's just content. You said content. I said yes. You said, do you have other content? I said yes, but my Halloween content will take the whole episode.
No.
But I have other content.
Oh,
that's it.
Your content is they're
Bro,
racing
did you
jetpacks?
see it? It looks sick. There's literally dudes with those stupid little jet. You know, the one that you've been seeing for like the last 15 years, they've been trying to perfect that you see over the water all the time.
Yeah.
And originally it started with the hose that was fucking shooting water out of it. Then they gassed it up to something else. They're racing. They're racing, bro.
That's
racing.
Sweet. That's sweet until that engine cuts out and you drive yourself into the fucking ground at 400 miles an hour.
That's why it's gangster already. And
Unless they're racing over a lake and then you hit the water and you sink to the bottom because you're wearing 7,000 pounds of equipment.
Right, and your eject button doesn't work.
There is no eject button when you're strapped to it.
There better be something, because I'm not strapping myself to it.
Oh, my God.
It's a black, it's like a fucking car track, dude.
Car track?
Like blacktop.
Oh, blacktop.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck all that.
Just straight car track.
Fuck that.
And dudes are wearing suits and half-face fucking helmets. And I'm like, dude, what happens when you go down on your face, bro?
You lose it.
I would have like a MotoGP helmet, so you look like fucking Anakin Robotic Skywalker running around with a jetpack on and stuff.
Oh, that might be cool.
It's going to be a thing. The first time some dude smashes his face in there and they have to pick his jaw up along next to his head, they'll be like, oh, maybe we should switch to full face. Man, look at it.
Maybe we should ban this sport.
Right. That's what happened in hockey. That's what happened in football.
Oh, hockey got soft with the full face helmets.
Yeah. Baseball's never figured
they never
out.
had to
Those
wear helmets back in the day.
Right. Or face or masks at all. Right. Baseball guys are just beaming each other in the face still. That's weird.
Whatever.
Their helmets are getting bigger, though.
Back to Halloween content.
Halloween content?
Yeah, so...
What's wrong with the race content? Are you going to race or what?
No.
Why not?
I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I got other things to do with my time other than drive myself into blacktop at 400 miles an hour and scrape all my skin off.
They said you got to be strong and athletic to wield the space gooey thing, the jetpack. If you're going to be George Jetson, you got to be ripped. So I just want to let everybody know before some of you bigger panda bear motherfuckers out there.
You better hit the gym before you strap on a jetpack.
Yeah. And you're going about 100, bro. 100 miles an hour with a fucking jetpack.
That's all right. I'm down. I'm out.
I'm down for that. Sign me up.
So, first off, I'm going to complain because Instagram gave a strike on my page.
Was it your...
On the Bays Boys podcast page. Because I posted a picture of alleged witch stairs in a house. And they said this is not factual.
Tell them what the witch stairs are.
So witch stairs, the alleged witch stairs are stairs that aren't like a solid tread. They're offset treads. So it's like climbing a ladder, but two ladders, but it's staircase, right? So only 1 foot can fit on each pad of the tread. And it's allegedly designed to prevent witches from coming into the second floor or third floor of your house.
Right, because
they can't walk that way or something.
Because they can't see their feet.
Yeah, because they can't see
their feet. So they won't be able to walk up the stairwell.
Right.
It's very interesting. I like it.
But Instagram and its infinite wisdom and its fact checker said it's not real. And they blocked the picture on the page and said it was false information.
So that's all super weird. We don't want to take it sideways, but isn't it kind of goofy that Instagram tells you that that's fake?
It wasn't meant to be like... you know, this is the gospel of the Lord.
Right.
It was like, hey, this is an interesting thing.
When did they start telling you that things weren't real?
I don't know.
That's
it's not
super
important.
weird.
It's dumb. It's dumb.
Yeah.
But they didn't complain about the pictures of the witch windows that I posted.
Which are also so they can't fly in.
Right. So
Straight.
in New England, there's still a lot of houses that have windows that were put into the side of the house below the eaves at like a 45-degree angle that would prevent. So you can have an open window in your house and a witch couldn't fly into the window because it's not straight up and down.
Oh, my.
Yes.
Probably works for vampires, too.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you what, if I ever buy a house, I'm going to put witch windows into it.
All over the place? That's a good idea.
All over the place. Another interesting thing people used to do back in the day to prevent witches from getting into their house in the North America is they would, in the walls of the house, they would put baby shoes. And apparently baby shoes would prevent evil spirits and witches from coming into your house. And sometimes they would bury witch bottles underneath the threshold.
What?
Yes.
We should make some witch bottles.
I know you're talking about making them and selling them. Ooh, that makes you a Pinterest witch.
Ooh.
And I'm out.
Ooh.
I'm out on Pinterest
I'm going to dye my hair blonde. What do you know about that, guy?
What do you know about why witches have pointy hats?
I don't know. So what? I don't know why.
Why are witches always presented wearing pointy hats?
Why?
It's an interesting thing. So it turns out,
They work for the Illuminati?
no, that in the Middle Ages, the people that would brew beer on the streets, right? A lot of them were women. And at that point in time, they would wear pointy hats as like the kettle that they were cooking their beer in, right? As an indicator like, hey, I'm a beer salesperson.
Right.
I make beer, come over here.
Right.
And they were dominating the beer market at that point in time. And men came along and accused them all of witchcraft because they were losing their sales to these women.
Oh.
And that's why we see the witches cooking in kettles, and that's why we see witches wearing pointy hats, is because these women were making beer in kettles and wearing pointy hats to indicate that they were beer salesmen.
Were these men in the business industry trying to hold these ladies down?
Yes, they were.
Oof. This
Yes, they
sounds
were.
bad.
It does sound bad.
This sounds unprofessional.
There's some ethical questions.
We're going to
about
have to call HR on this.
There's some
Phone a friend.
definite ethical issues
Right.
about this.
Yeah, this is a problem. But anyways, all the stuff aside, we came out on the other end with the pointy witch hat,
Yes.
which is important.
This is why they're all depicted in modern times as wearing pointy hats. Oh, and the other thing about the broomsticks, there's another one that said if you put a broomstick above your door, that a witch would walk through your door and see the broomstick and couldn't go any further because she was they were obsessed with brooms. And using a broomstick is what kept them from entering your home.
Huh. Oh my.
Still haven't figured out why in Mexico they hang scissors
For their witches.
in front of their doors. And they said it was something that would prevent them. I think, as it's explained to me, that it prevented them from flying into your house.
Maybe they don't want to fly by the blades.
That's probably what it is.
I don't know.
But it doesn't
That's
stop them from
interesting.
walking on your roof,
Right.
as we heard.
Forget about that. Forget about all that noise. Let's take it. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. And other things. What kind of candy are you looking to get this year, Joe Skelly?
Anything but fucking candy corn and Necco wafers.
Hold on a second. Wait, what's a Necco wafer?
The worst candy. Oh, next to Charms, it's the worst candy ever invented.
What's a Charms?
Charms are like little square candies that come in like a package. They're like green. They look like cough drops, but they're square and they're different colors and they taste like dish soap.
Oh.
They're terrible. And Necco wafers is a roll of these flat disc things
now I
that
remember.
look like chalk and taste
That's
like
those
chalk.
nasty little hearts they give out at Valentine's Day.
No. Necco wafers are flat round circles, but they come in a
taste
tube.
They taste the same.
They taste the same.
Yeah.
Actually,
I
Necco
remember.
wafers taste worse.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember.
Like chalk.
But you don't like candy corn.
Fuck no. Candy corn's hot garbage. Hot garbage. And I don't care how you prepare it. I've heard people talk about, oh, you mix it in when you're popping popcorn. You mix it in with caramel
Ew.
and popcorn, and it's
Ew.
delicious. It's
What?
fucking gross.
Candy corn is like straight sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what that tastes like, is I'm eating a cube of sugar.
Well,
like, almost like dried frosting. Like
candy corn,
frosting.
I assume, would be good for night watchmen. Eat a pound of candy corn so you can stay up on the job.
Jeez.
Right.
Right.
I don't know. Baby Ruth bars are always a good.
Yeah.
Baby Ruth, and maybe that has that throwback to Goonies for me. Maybe that's my nostalgia.
Right.
1,000 Grand bars. You ever remember those?
Yep. Those are still around.
Yeah.
Those are still good.
What candy do you want this Halloween?
Oh, it's always just Reese's and sour candy. Sour Patch and Reese's cups. Good to go.
Reese's Pieces and Reese's Cup.
Yep.
It's not Reese's Pieces. It's Reese's Pieces. I don't give a fuck what anybody says to me. I don't care.
Tomato.
I don't care how it's spelled.
It's all the
It's
same.
always been Reese's Pieces.
Peanut butter cup and Spam.
Together?
I don't know. I saw it in a movie. You remember that movie, 50 First Dates? She's like, you want some peanut butter cup with your Spam? Big Hawaiian dude. No?
How the fuck is this a Halloween episode?
Because it's peanut butter cups and Spam.
Oh, God.
It's good for you.
Talk
Talk about staying up all night.
Yeah.
That'll help you. For one reason or the other, you will be up.
You will be up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where you'll be stuck, but you'll be up.
Right.
All right, let's go into...
Be sure to cover your mirrors.
What?
Yeah, cover your mirrors.
What the hell does that mean?
You don't want spirits trapped in your mirrors. Cover your mirrors up. In your house.
What?
Hang sheets.
Don't want
You've never heard of that?
spirits.
That if somebody dies in a house, that you should cover up all the mirrors in the house immediately and open up all the windows?
No.
You've never ever heard that? Yeah. To allow the spirits to exit your home. So they don't get trapped.
I'm from a world of apartments. Nobody's dying in our apartments. Even that is kind of rare. At least they tell you.
They tell you it's rare.
Right.
Oh,
probably not.
Unless you move into an apartment where somebody was murdered.
Yeah, I've been to that one.
Yeah.
We used to have that one.
Yeah.
Who told you about that?
You might have mentioned something along those lines.
Which one are you talking about? Because I know you're talking about one. I'm just talking about which one you're talking about versus which one I'm talking about.
Is that WHICH or WITCH?
Right.
Oh.
That's a good one.
All right. What are there some PSAs
Listen,
and
we've
advisement?
No. Let's go into the fan mail.
Yeah.
We've got one from Little Timmy here. It says, "Hey guys, what do you think of the Halloween series? Halloween is the one with Mike Myers." He obviously knows we don't watch it.
First of all, the first Halloween was fucking amazing.
The very original.
The original was amazing. Number one, it was shot on a shoestring budget. It was shot
Shoestring
on $300,000.
That's shoestring?
That is shoestring.
Do you know what we could do with $300,000?
But back in the day,
okay, fine. Back in the 70s.
that was
or
a shoestring budget, and 80% of the budget was spent on cameras.
Well, thank God.
On these new cameras that can move while you were shooting the movie, right?
Okay.
And so because they had so little special effects and such a small budget, everybody on the film had like 3 or 4 different jobs.
Right.
Right. And the way they came up with the Michael Myers mask is they were looking for a scary mask in a magic shop and they couldn't find one. And then they found a mask of Captain Kirk from Star Trek. And they painted it white, and that became the famous Michael Myers mask.
Yeah.
And because they had such a short budget, they had to film it like an Alfred Hitchcock movie, right? They had to make you get the fear of disbelief, right? The fear of the unknown.
Right.
And that's why all those shots are long and why they're, so dragged out. And it's incredible because it makes you scared of the unknown as opposed to gore.
Do you think that still works today?
I think,
kind of fear? Or do you think humans are bored of it?
No, it worked because they did a great job with it in Paranormal Activity.
Paranormal Activity.
Which was stealing lightning in a bottle from the Blair Witch Project, which I still think is an amazing movie, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Well, I was just going to say, it seems like the suspense kind of buildup would be like, what's that movie that they just gave like a bunch of Oscars to? It's that one where the gentleman is attacked by the bear. I think you like that movie.
Oh, God. The Revenant. Fuck that fucking movie. I can't believe that guy got a fucking Oscar for rolling around on the ground and grunting for 2.5 hours.
Oh, man, it's so good.
They should have given it for Gilbert Grape because I thought for real that was him in real life, and I thought he was acting normal for all of his fucking movies. That's the movie he should have got it for.
Oh, my.
I was like, that special needs kid did a great job in that movie.
Oh, my God. Jesus in heaven, we're going to hell.
And then when I saw my basketball diaries, I was like, this special needs kid's amazing.
That, I'm not, okay. Well,
they shut that down, right?
You remember that photo they had of that one entrance into Mexico? With Leo there? Anyway, so.
Yeah, listen.
That's.
The first Michael Myers movie was great. They were
very original.
The original one was great. They progressively got worse. I heard the last one was.
We're on like Mike Myers 44 now.
Yeah, and Jamie Lee Curtis directed it, and she starred in it.
Oh, this one she just did again?
This is the very final one.
Right.
She starred and directed in it, and I heard it wasn't all that good. I don't know. I haven't seen it myself. I can't bring myself to see it.
Which one is the one where they burn him in a basement again? Because I know she was there for that one, and I thought that was the very last one, but then they came out
that
with
was the
another
second.
one.
That might have been the third.
Jesus. How many, what kind of special juice does this guy have?
Dude.
I mean, he is just whooping ass and taking names.
Juice. Right?
That's a lot of rage. I mean, that is some like fucked up, I never forgot about anything rage.
Yes, that's 100% what it is.
My man's is just going crazy.
Right. 100%.
Somebody needs to get him a gummy.
Some edibles?
There was like...
Here, Mike, I got some edibles for you. Chill out.
Yeah. The movies are just so... Like, bro, you got to chill out. Yeah.
Chillax.
I saw the one where he was a kid. Did you watch that?
Yeah, they did flashbacks in the first one.
Like, no, they made an actual horror movie that's of him as a kid.
Oh, I don't recall that.
And it's showing him, like, progressing.
Oh.
And then, like, towards the end, and spoiler alert, it's Halloween. I'm sorry, we have to. And it was written in by the fan. But, like, at the end, he's, like, standing at the end of a chain. And that's, like, how he's getting his rec time. Oh. Right? And then something happens and the place topples over and all of a sudden old boy's off his line. And that's how he, quote unquote, gets out type of deal.
Mm.
But it's very, I thought he was one of the ones like Jason. Is Jason have superpowers or does Mike have superpowers?
Jason Voorhees is dead.
So he drowned. Does have superpowers.
Jason Voorhees drowned as a child and then came back as an evil spirit. But then you find out it wasn't really him; it was his mom or some crazy shit like that. That was like Roseanne, the TV show, where you find out at the very end the whole thing was a dream.
Is that really what happens?
Yeah, that's what happens at the very end.
I mean, you know why they did that,
right?
We know why they did that.
Yeah,
Roseanne, you got to reel it in. You're getting a little fucking wild out here. Start spouting that shit.
Right.
Getting crazy with it.
All right.
Salt and pepper in it.
A little bit.
It's been brought to our attention by the engineer that besides the fact that you don't know shit about memes and I don't know shit about memes, the burning basement is the second to last one. So I think she was in that one though.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. She's fine. I'll watch them all with her in it. And the kid one was made by Rob Zombie.
Oh.
That's why that one's kind of...
It was like a prequel.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And it's done by good old Rob.
Rob, I just saw an interview with him and it was pretty interesting talking about all the movies he made and all the movies that got shelved that he made and they were like, nah.
Oh, I'm sure.
We're not doing it.
Oh, I'm sure. What was he saying?
He was like, dude, well, I made this movie. They didn't realize what I was making and then they freaked out kind of thing. Or, yeah, there were a couple movies. He wanted to make a couple other movies and he
talk
chased
about
them.
What they were about?
I can't remember. You'd have to watch the episode, but it was interesting.
Yeah, Zombie's cool. I like him. He does weird movies.
I think it was on a Joe Rogan.
Zombie did Joe Rogan?
Yeah. I think that's what it was on.
Any other listener
know?
Watch that with the DMMMTs 1000s.
Okay.
Listen, and while we're on it, a short announcement. Check out our sponsors, Not Joe Rogan's Podcast.
Not Joe Rogan's Podcast. Thank you for sponsoring us.
Short breather. But yeah, no, let's go on to the next one. We have one from a new submitter. The man calls himself the Basement Weasel.
The Basement Weasel wrote
it.
I
like that. All
right.
First of many messages coming from your guy Joe McBro in New Hampshire. What's your favorite spooky movie? I had discovered The Shining through my psychotic roommate at a boarding school I attended, and although I had a rough experience being his roommate, I'm glad he got me hooked on my favorite movie.
Oh, The Shining's his favorite movie?
Ah, right. Also, don't hate on The Mist, Joe Skelly. That's my second favorite.
Oh.
Oh, my.
All right.
Interesting. So, The Shining movie.
All right, let's talk. Hold on. Let's talk about some really good spooky movies that are underrated. The Original Thing.
All right. Yep.
In Antarctica.
Yeah, but that's not underrated. That's a cult classic.
I don't think it got I don't think it got the due that it was deserved.
At the time, definitely, probably not.
No.
Yeah. If we're looking at career line.
The First Exorcist, to me, is still one of the scariest fucking movies ever made.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I've never seen that, and I've never seen... I watched The Mist, so I do like that one. You didn't like that one. We talked about that in an episode.
Well, that was a remake.
Well, yeah, they're all... But do you like the story?
The story is creepy.
Yeah?
The story is creepy without...
Right.
There are a lot of things I would totally have done different if I was a character in that movie.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, the end concept of him blasting his family, he's like, I'll do it, just in case. Just in case what? Everything's okay? Well, it worked out. You're not going to be fucking buying table for fives anymore. So that was an interesting tactic.
Right.
Right? Like,
the book World War Z was 1,000 times better than the movie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
1,000 times better.
I mean, it's Brad Pitt. And he wasn't fighting anyone in a basement. What do you expect?
I mean, the movie wasn't bad. The book is better, though.
Right.
What's a movie that scared the shit? I just watched Children of the Corn 2 nights ago.
Oh, yeah, that's creepy.
Outlander!
Yeah, I've never watched that movie either.
I actually giggled through the whole thing.
I don't watch those.
I giggled through the whole thing. It was bad.
Do you remember there is an old movie?
How about this series, the Omen series of movies?
The Omen?
Yeah.
Never watched it.
Oh, yeah. About
That's
a kid.
That newer stuff.
No, it was like early 80s about the kid who was born. He was supposed to be like the son of the devil.
Oh, they must have made a remake of that.
Yes, they did.
Listen, because of where I come from, and I'm not trying to gloat or anything, but there's a lot of religious movies surfing around, so they watch a lot of those, and I find those movies to all be tedious and the same. It's always like, I got to find the book and the key to knock that ghost down before he either engulfs the earth or swallows another soul. And then they spend the whole movie chasing some dude who didn't really exist. It's very fucked up. That's a very traumatizing thing to go through. I mean, have you ever seen, what's that one with old boy from that has Wilson? Wilson. He did a movie, it's about...
Tom Hanks?
Yeah, he did a movie about the Bible and the thing. And all he does is chase clues the whole dang time. And people are trying to run him over. Like, that's how I feel like those movies are.
Yeah.
But they're
the Da Vinci Code movies.
Right. But I feel like the X-rated ones are, they're just scarier. Like, you're chasing some... Bro, you're not going to catch homie. He doesn't have a mile time. What the fuck? He's not going to gas out. We've got to chase him. We think he went to another location. He's a ghost. He'd go where the fuck he wants. In 10 hours, you're going to have to go to sleep, bro. He's still going to be roaming around. And these dudes want to chase him. And they're like, let's get the Padre involved. What?
Paranormal Activity.
Which one's that one?
That's the one where the guy thinks his house is haunted and he sets up cameras all over his house.
Is that what that stupid movie's about?
Dude, that movie's pretty scary.
Is that what that movie's about?
Yeah. It's filmed. No. It's kind of filmed like Blair Witch.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I've seen this. So I didn't know what that movie was about. I thought it was literally just about something coming through the TV, but now it makes sense about him setting it up. Hey, I don't watch this stuff, man. I don't watch any of this. It's so pointless.
Why?
Because it's...
What would be your ideal horror movie then?
Oh, like the greatest horror movie of all time is Scream.
Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, it is the most realistic, dumbest fucking movie. It is a teenager in a $30 costume stabbing motherfuckers all the time with a $26 buck knife and causing real terror. My man didn't crawl out of a TV. My man didn't put a head through your skull. My man didn't booty fuck you with a 12 gauge like in that movie, like Last House on the Left, weird shit. No, bro, he stabbed your sister, left her ass in the fucking garage, and you're upset now. That's the most realistic, scary, treacherous
so movies
thing
like
in the world.
Wrong Turn. Those aren't scary.
Wrong Turn was amazing. Bro, are you kidding? Could you imagine what happened? First of all, did you see Wrong Turn?
Yes.
Why are you referencing that? That's a weird fucking pull. Hold on. Why did you pull that? The only reason I bring that up is I spent an entire high school summer watching that movie because it was at the Dollar Theater. So every fucking day at 6 p.m. we would go there and watch the movie. Just every fucking day for the whole summer for no fucking reason. I think I watched The Wrong Turn like 96
because you've never been in a
times.
situation where you've made a wrong turn.
Are you telling that to me? Because I got lost in a bus once when I was like 6. That was wrong turn enough. You're right. I haven't been making many wrong turns, but that's just out of fear. No, I'm curious. Do you know what would happen if you imagine dropping like Joe Skelly into a wrong turn situation?
Let me tell you where I came. Let me tell you where I came close to it.
Super dangerous.
I got lost in Georgia.
The Machete Man?
Hold on, no, I got lost in Georgia. I was trying to find somebody's house who lived near Athens, Georgia. I got off the main highway, and I'm driving through these back roads, and I end up in a town. It's not even a town. It's not even a village. It's like a cluster of like 5 houses, right?
Nope.
Yeah, and it's 5 o'clock in the morning, and one of these houses is a 7-Eleven. The first floor of the house is a 7-Eleven.
No.
Oh, yeah. So I go up into it with the guy who was riding along with me, right? And we're like, hey, man, he's got a map on the counter. We're trying to get to this place. Can you give us directions? And he looks at us and goes, I would send you boys down this dirt road, but I don't think you'll make it.
Oh, nope.
And the guy that was with me looked at him and said, sir, I've seen the movie Deliverance. I think we're going to head back to the highway. Thank you.
Yep.
Right?
Bro.
Right. You want to talk about getting... First of all, Deliverance was filmed in Georgia. It wasn't filmed in West Virginia. It was filmed in fucking Georgia.
I've never seen that either.
Don't. It's
Is it
terrifying.
bad?
It's terrifying.
What the fuck is that movie about?
I'll tell you
Other
off.
than
I'll
the
tell you off
band-
mic.
Oh.
I'll tell you off mic.
It's not comedy, huh?
No, it's not comedy
All
by
right,
any means.
Let's keep going horror.
So getting lost in the middle of nowhere, Georgia, at 5 o'clock in the morning, and in somebody's house that's a 7-Eleven, what they tell you, I'd send you down this dirt road, but I don't think you'll make it. That's fucking wrong turn, right?
Yeah.
But we were smart enough not to take the man's directions. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Wrong turn, they would have been like, oh, we can make it. We got a truck. Tell us how to get there. And that's when shit would go south.
Right.
That's when that shit would go fucking
and the
south.
one dude crashed his beautiful, beautiful Mustang, and that was sad.
I'm just saying.
Would that be you in there? I feel like that might have been your character.
No, sir.
The good-looking,
No,
like,
sir.
like Rico Suave.
I was
dude.
driving
Was
an
that
88.
you?
I was driving an 88 Ford Bronco XLT OJ Simpson.
So you were
model.
I bet.
And
you
I bet I could have made
I'll
it.
bet it was a time in your life where it was 4 unbuttons and a gold chain, wasn't it? Don't lie to me now.
No, sir.
I see that.
No, sir.
I could see it.
It's called a 9mm and a brick of Mad Dog.
How many girls gave you? How many girls gave you their number when you were in that little rest stop?
There was no girls, bro. There was no girls. Because as we're leaving, it wasn't even a rest stop. I'm telling you, it was a cluster of 5 houses in the middle of the woods.
Perfect.
There wasn't even a stoplight.
Nope.
There was not even a blinking light or a stop sign.
Nope.
Right? Some guy walks up the front steps as we're getting ready to leave. He's covered head to toe in tree bark camouflage and mud and covered in hay. And you looked out the front door, and my man has got a Ranchero. You know, it was like that car pickup truck thing.
Oh yeah.
And the whole front of it's caved in. It's covered in mud and hay. And he walks through the door and he looks at the guy behind the counter and he goes, hey, Joe, goddamn cows tried to commit suicide again.
Perfect.
My man just drove over a cow in his own fucking field.
Perfect.
Time to go. Time to fucking go.
Yeah.
These city boys have no business being lost in the middle of Georgia in the woods at 5 o'clock in the fucking morning. You ain't got no business there. Go back to the highway.
The spidey senses go off. Go off.
Have you ever been in a place and for no reason the spidey senses just went haywire on you? And you're like, I don't know what's going on, but it's time to dip set.
Yeah.
Always trust your guts. That's the problem with these horror movies, right? Their guts are like, don't do this. And they're like, no, let's just keep going and see what happens.
Does that make them ballsy?
No, that makes them fucking stupid.
Well, that's what we always say. But what if in that moment they have a moment where they're like,
Would that be you?
Excuse me? What the fuck did you just say?
I said, would that be you?
Nah, my man. These shoes were made from walking. And when they ain't walking, They're running if they need to. Listen, we've talked about this. Laced up 24/7.
Right. You even sleep in them. You even sleep in them.
Did you see me do that? When did I do that? Did I do that at your house on accident? My bad, dog. I didn't know that. I do sleep in them. How did you know that? I thought maybe you saw me. You were walking around in the middle of the night.
I know all.
Yeah.
There's a reason they call me the Oracle.
I will fucking...
There's a reason they called me the fucking Oracle.
Keep your shoes on. And you know what I'm talking about, Mr. Combat fucking Crocs.
I don't have no
Combat Crocs.
I got no Crocs, bro.
Whatever those things are called. Anyways, moving back to the topic, could you imagine...
No.
That what not even wrong turn. What about this mansion thing? You ever been to a motel that was haunted? Even once?
Couldn't even get through the door.
Couldn't even get through the door. Could you imagine?
I like how you try to loop that back to the Low Hotel, bro.
Woo.
You know I couldn't get in there.
Woo.
You know I couldn't get in.
There might have been another one in there that you weren't telling me about.
Nope. I've never been allowed in that place.
Shark Island fucking stories, Oak Island stories. Might be another fucking haunted hotel in there. Would you stay the night at the haunted hotel? A real haunted hotel? Not just...
Nothing ever good comes of people staying in haunted hotels.
Yeah. What about like an isolated one? Did you stay, I forget, did you stay the night at the Mansfield?
No, I was there late at night, but I didn't
stay over.
No, I did not stay over.
When did they boot you out? What time?
It was probably 11 o'clock.
Oh, 11. That's not even wee hours.
No.
Oh, that's not, it could get creepier.
But you can rent the place for a night.
No, I've heard about that. I just don't know if I want to spend the money on it. Psychologically, I feel like it would be backwards and counterintuitive to all the money we've spent on therapy. So I'm not sure if I want to waste the fucking cash. We have a lot going on right now. There's other things we could try.
Right.
So
does the Basement Weasel guy get any other things other than asking about these movies?
No, he wants to know and says you should stop talking shit about The Mist.
What's your
he says he's going to have more though coming in.
All right, well,
more than coming in.
What's the movie that you can't even watch because it scares you?
Yeah,
you saw it once and that was it.
Listen, we're not allowed to go political, but let's just say that I don't think there's any movies left. Oh, how about this one? I'll give you the last scary movie that did scare me, though. It was Final Destination.
There's another one you need to watch.
What is it?
And it was filmed locally.
Nope.
Yes.
What is it?
It's called No One Gets Out Alive.
No, I've heard of that.
It was filmed locally.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
No, I'm not into that shit. Anything that makes me not want to go.
And our boys in the hood cued me into that because they know where it was filmed.
No. Anything where I have to second guess going to the bathroom, like living in Florida, I'm fucking upset.
You gotta wonder if there's a goddamn snake in your toilet.
I'm fucking upset. Yeah. If I gotta wonder if I'm gonna accidentally slip and bobblehead myself on the fucking toilet base, or that a python's gonna jump up and bite me in my taint.
You know how you prevent pythons from biting you in your taint in Florida?
Don't live in Florida.
Live in an apartment on the 3rd floor. Because there's no way that fucking snake's making it all the way through the pipes up there.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. They're not going to figure that.
Fuck that, bro. I'm not finding out. Listen, these same motherfuckers are telling you there's no bull sharks in the lakes.
Oh, they're bull sharks in rivers and lakes now.
Oh, there's tons of them.
They're halfway up the Mississippi right now.
They're way past that. That news is 10 years old, bro. There's no way. They're like, there's no bull sharks in the lake. My guy. What are you talking about?
Yeah, people are getting taken down in freshwater lakes now.
Right. They can literally switch how they breathe. No, I'm good on that. Shit.
Listen, don't swim in water where you can't see the bottom.
How did we get off the topic again? Listen, was The Shining scary or not?
The Shining...
It's his favorite movie.
Okay, The Shining is scary. Also, there's no doubt about it.
Also, as a side note, you should write us and tell us about this weird roommate that turned you onto it, you said. But let's continue.
But listen, The Shining is a scary movie.
Okay.
Right? Because what's scary about it is you watch the human spirit break down. That's truly what's scary about it, right?
Is that what you think the movie's about? Like, is that what the movie's about?
Yeah, I think
I'm not saying like you think that's wrong. No, I'm saying
the reality of the movie. It's about a guy coming apart at the seams.
Okay,
that's really what it's about, right? The ghosts in the hotel and the spirits and all the evil shit in the hotel. Yes, that's part of it. But the scariest part is how quickly those people fell apart, right?
Right.
It's the same thing with Blair Witch, right? What's so scary about Blair Witch is those people just fell apart in 0.7 seconds.
Right.
Right? And for all the people that are like, oh, it wouldn't happen to me, put yourself in that situation where you really don't know what the fuck's going on and crazy shit starts happening. And watch how many of those people come apart at the seams in 0.7 seconds. That's what's fucking scary, right?
Right.
And the best part about it...
human transformation.
Yeah, and what's scary about it is it's all... The Blair Witch was fucking real. Right?
Right.
The fear that they filmed was real because they didn't tell the actors shit and they kept fucking with them throughout the whole movie. Like that scene where the girl runs out of the tent and she starts running through the woods screaming. The crew was in the woods wearing night vision. As she ran by, they snatched her up and dragged her off into the fucking woods and she had no idea what the fuck was going on. So when you hear her screaming, she's screaming for real.
She probably needs therapy. I've never seen the movie.
Oh, dude, that movie's great.
We talked about this.
Yeah, that movie's great.
Yeah,
and listen, the campaign that they put out before the movie came out, where they put up missing persons posters for all the actors in all the major cities, and we're like, these people are missing. If you see them, call the authorities and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Dude, they
were getting millions of calls for that, I think, too.
Huge campaign, and they kept doing like the fake interviews with like police and, you know, like, hey, we've been looking for these people. We don't know what happened to them. We just found their cameras, and what you're about to see is all the footage that was we found on their cameras.
Right, right.
But there's stories like this, real stories, where people disappear and they find video cameras. How about the video camera they found in the catacombs underneath Paris, right? There was a guy exploring the catacombs underneath Paris, and he got freaked out, and you see him running through the catacombs for like 20 minutes, and he drops the camera, and the guy's never found ever again. And they didn't find his camera for like 5 fucking years.
Perfect.
That's real.
Perfect.
That's fucking scary.
I think those little girls in that movie are scary.
Oh, those girls in that movie are scary as fuck. So is that woman in that bathtub.
Yeah, I forgot about that part until you just mentioned it. I've only ever seen the movie like once.
Dude, listen, if I went into a hotel and those 2 little girls came out dressed like that,
I'd be the fuck out.
I'm out.
Yeah, I'll get another room.
Hey, Amityville Horror with the well in the basement of the house?
Yep.
Fuck that. You ever been in a house that has a well in it?
Not in the house. I've been connected to the well. I've never seen one in the house.
I've been in houses that got wells in the basement and the wells are covered up, and you don't want to take the lid off that fucking well because you're afraid of, is this the gateway to hell? Right? I'm telling you, that shit's scary as fuck.
No, I'm good on that noise.
Yeah.
Let's just pass on that.
All right.
So, I don't know. The Mega Beast, though, it's interesting that old weasel here likes the Stephen King thing because the Mega Beast is real into this.
I'm not a fan of Stephen King.
No?
No.
Not a fan of the Stephen King. Yeah, I think we've talked about that before.
And then on this note, folks, if you got a scary movie and you think we're full of shit, write the show and tell us what your favorite scary movie is and why it's your favorite scary movie.
Right.
Maybe it's a movie I've never seen, and maybe I'll watch it and give you my opinion of it. Not that my opinion matters, but it'd be interesting. Challenge me. Challenge me to watch a movie that you think is absolutely terrifying.
Fled is a scary... No, not Fled. What the heck's that movie called? I always call it Fled, but it's not. It's that Denzel Washington movie.
Oh, what's that one?
With the spirit.
Oh, dude, that's a good... Time is on my side. Yeah, that's a fucking...
That movie.
That was a great fucking movie.
That'll twist your nipples up a little bit. That's a Kobayashi Maru type of movie right there.
Indeed.
Indeed. And I don't want to spoil any of that, so we won't talk about that, but that's an old one if you've never seen. It's Denzel, and what the heck is that movie called?
It's not important.
Yeah, it's not Flood though.
No.
But so for scary movies, man, I just feel like it's more realistic. The more realistic it is, the scarier it is. The ghost stuff is scary when you're alone. And if your imagination can go with yourself,
listen,
you're fucked.
We had an incident in this house not that long ago that made the hair on your arm stand up.
It hasn't gotten better. The skull fell off of that same thing today for no reason. And I told you it hit Fredo's bowl, and he looked at me, and I was like,
that was not me.
Just come sit over here, bro. Next to me. Just come sit next to me so I can feel your hot breath on my legs and be okay.
I'm telling you,
yeah.
I had that experience in that house that I grew up in, and that was enough for me. That house was haunted as fuck, and nobody could tell me any different. And my mother didn't believe me until that woman came over who does channeling and all that other shit. She came over to the house, She put one foot on the front step and looked like my mother and said, "There is something definitely wrong with your house."
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
And then you moved?
No, then she performed healings and smudge sticks and all kinds of other crazy shit for the next 6 to 8 weeks in order for it to come to a stop.
Really?
Yeah, it took a long time. That house terrified the fuck out of me.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. You got me thinking about scary movies now. Another scary movie is, and you're going to hate this, what's that DiCaprio one he just did?
Shutter Island?
Yep, that's the one.
That was pretty good.
That one was scary because, again, there's nothing there but somebody unraveling.
That's pretty good.
That is scary.
So off of that note, it is Halloween. Let's stop with the movie talk. Let's talk real talk.
We have to do one more.
One more, all right.
The best Halloween movie of all time. Because I have to ask you if you think it's a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie. And you know which one I'm going for. Nightmare Before Christmas. Do you think it's a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie?
So I have an interesting fact about this movie.
Good, because I have 20 more to add to it.
There's a new theory that just came out.
Okay.
All those movies that were made by him, all those claymation movies, right?
Okay.
And every one of them, there are 2 or 3 characters that are in every single one of them.
Okay.
They're alive and then they're dead. It's the dog, right?
Right.
And the kid.
Right.
And allegedly it's the story of those 3, and I think the girl. I think it's the story of all 3 of them from life to death.
So all of them combined together, you mean, are one story but broken up through movies?
In 3 parts.
Are we talking about For a Nightmare?
Mm-hmm.
That is pretty interesting. So what are the movies?
It's the night. I can't think.
It's a Nightmare, Caroline or whatever, or the one with Victor in it.
Yeah.
The Corpse Bride.
Yep. And there's one. And there's one other one.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I just heard the theory.
I'm gonna look that up.
Yes. What are the other facts?
Okay. Did you know the movie was based on a poem written by old Tim Burton? I didn't know that. Written on a poem. That's kind of cool.
That is kind of cool.
I wrote a poem and then wrote an entire movie out of that poem.
You know, he didn't even direct it.
Right. That was one of the ones on the thing, is that he's not actually the director.
You know why?
Why?
He was filming another movie.
Which one?
Fuck, I can't remember what it was. I just watched the whole thing about it. But he hired a bunch of people to do the movie for him.
So it's funny, the funny that you just brought up a fact that you just mentioned, because here the next fact on my list is the original poem, there is only 3 characters. So now you're back to the 3 characters again of all being the same story. That's pretty interesting. The film songs were written before the script.
Yes. That's
very cool. And we know, because I'm coming up on that, it was Danny Elfman who did the music.
Yes.
Which
is your boy.
Yeah, I love Elfman. Elfman is also the singer for all the song parts in the movie.
Not all of them.
Which ones didn't he do?
Jack Skellington.
No, those are the ones that are his. He is Jack for singing.
No, I think they brought somebody else in.
For Corpse Bride, they did. Because I think Jack is all Elfman.
I'll have to rewatch that documentary I watched.
And then Corpse Bride, I think, allegedly, instead of Elfman, I think Depp did some of the singing in that movie. I think that's what you're thinking of. Because I thought the same thing, too.
I'm going to have to rewatch that documentary.
Yeah, we'll have to hit it. So, Oogie Boogie was the hardest character to design. That makes sense.
Yes.
Kind of, right? The movie took over 3 years to make.
It almost didn't come out.
That's that stop animation stuff, huh?
It almost didn't come out.
That is a lot. Now, did you know that Jack Skellington appears in Beetlejuice?
No, I did not know that.
Before Nightmare was ever even released, he is shown in Beetlejuice in the movie. You can find him subliminally placed in there.
Interesting.
Yep.
All right, what did you think of Beetlejuice?
The original with Keaton?
Yes.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
What about the new one that's coming out?
I'm stoked as hell. Is it out already?
And he's also in it.
Yeah. I mean, he's back. Full send, everything. It's going to be great. I hope. Is that out yet?
I don't know.
The trailer, they just officially dropped the trailer a few months ago, didn't they? Or this past summer or something like that. They started talking about it. I'm super stoked about it though. So Jack also shows up in James and the Giant Peach.
What?
Yep. He's in there. He's got a cameo and a sign in there. Now here's some other ones that he's in. He's in Caroline. He's in Princess and the Frog. He's in Alice in Wonderland. He's in Finding Nemo.
What?
Yep. He's in Sleepy Hollow. And those are all the ones that I have that he's in.
All right. What did you think of the Depp Sleepy Hollow?
The Depp, I haven't seen it in a long time, but it was okay. I remember it being okay. Just was like, yeah.
You know what Sleepy Hollow reminds me of?
What's that?
It reminds me of those woods we talked about that it's illegal to go into.
We should sneak in there. Probably not, though. We'll have to send old Pony Boy.
Pony Boy might
get him on it when he's not looking for amber
geese or oud oil.
Amber geese or our oud oil. Oh, brother. I'd really like some
$80,000 an ounce.
Space honey, too. Listen, man, there's a lot of things I can get $80,000 an ounce for. And some of them don't require us to send captains out. I'm just saying a little less gas, that's all. Anyways, there was reportedly a ride that was supposed to erupt for the movie for Jack at Disney, but it never
took off.
It never took. Can you believe that?
That's
of all the stupid fucking rides they didn't make that one.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? It'd be okay.
What are the horror movies of the future going to be like?
The horror movies of the future are going to be
like Lawnmower Man.
Dude, Lawnmower Man. Why would you bring that up? What's with you and these weird fucking knock-ups today? Lawnmower Man, of all the things to pull out.
Where the guy becomes part of the computer?
Oh, brother. Okay. So, hold on. We have a few more that you got to get because you have me thinking about this now. How about at the end of the movie, Jack is shown as a father? Have you ever noticed that? There's an actual thing in the song or something where Saint Nick comes back to visit Jack, and Jack allegedly has a kid.
No, I'm gonna have to find that now.
Yeah, and then there was so it is in the original soundtrack. So you have to find however you find that. I don't know what the first edition was or whatever that means because obviously the movie's older now. So Jack was never meant.
Do you know that movie didn't take off for shit until like 10 years afterwards?
Yeah.
And then it went through like this renaissance.
I believe it.
Like that movie failed miserably.
I believe it.
And it didn't take off until like 10 years later.
I was in
and
love
then
with
all
it,
of the marketing,
biased.
all the toys and everything else, it just blew up.
Right.
But it took 10 years.
It's the most hipster fucking movie there is now.
It took 10 years.
The Goth Kmart's been riding that dick for 10 years. So it makes sense, and they're selling gear out to whatever. So two more. Old Jack Skellington was not supposed to have eyes for the movie.
That would have been way too creepy.
You think so? Just
way too creepy.
Jack?
Yeah.
He would have been like the fucking Wendy's Jack, bro.
Or if he had his eyes sewn shut.
Oh, shit.
That would have been even creepier, right?
Dirty sideways. Dirty sideways. Now, here's the most important question, because this is the holy grail of questions when it comes to this type of movie, along with other movies like Die Hard. Is this officially a Halloween or a Christmas fucking movie? What do you think?
I'm still out on that. I don't know.
I've always been partial to 50-50. The director has pinned it as Halloween.
But that wasn't Tim Burton, so...
I mean, no. But
how's Tim Burton going to throw his hat in a ring? He didn't even fucking direct it.
No. The real director. The actual director is claiming Halloween. And not Tim Burton. The actual director.
Shaggy, you going to weigh in on this?
Christmas for Shaggy.
Shaggy says Christmas.
So does it focus on it or does it focus on the Halloween land and thieving? Jack is a punk-ass bitch.
Oh, wow. You can just throw that out?
I love him, but he's still a punk. He tried to steal a whole holiday, bro. You're not a pirate, man. You're a Halloween decoration. You got to chill out. Or you could have at least
know
sent
your
the
place.
Pirates. Yeah.
Know your place, Jack.
Well, the only fucking people on his team that did any work were those 3 kids. Everything else got fucked up by him or anyone else. The 3 kids were the only successful people on that crew. Tell me I'm wrong.
Maybe it was his place in life, man. I mean, he was kind of a down guy, right?
We got to respect him for trying. I'm not dissing him for trying. It's just, bro, you should have come up with something a little bit better to try.
So
now, don't get me wrong.
Jack
This is like my
Skellington
favorite movie of
the
all
Grinch?
time. No.
Is he a Grinch character?
No.
I mean, come on, really?
He fucked it up. He fucked it
Is
up
he
on
a Grinch
accident.
character?
Grinch is with intent, as the justice system would say. there was no intent there with the Jack, my boy. He was trying to
Shaggy,
make it
hold
better.
on. Shaggy wants to interject.
I was just going to say, the Grinch tried to ruin Christmas. Jack just wanted to understand what it was.
And make it better.
Ah.
Right.
All right.
See?
But the
all
Oogie
about
Boogie
intent.
was a terrible thing.
Well, he's just a jackass. Yeah, he's a clout chaser. Can't have nothing with that. The problem is he's smart. That's why those 3 were on the paybook to begin with. Right. Yeah, he's not dumb. He knew what was up. That is one of the greatest movies of all time. I just want to put that out there. Shout out to Butters, because that's true.
Nice.
Danny Elfman did the music. You get to listen to Danny Elfman sing the whole time. There's nothing wrong with that.
And that's what makes it great.
It's amazing.
So I could make any movie and have Danny Elfman write the music, and it makes the movie amazing.
They've done it 100 times. All of them. You've seen 9,000 movies that Danny Elfman has done. You know that. How about The Simpsons? You like The Simpsons?
No.
He wrote that.
I don't like The Simpsons at all.
That's cold-blooded.
I don't like The
You
Simpsons.
don't like The Simpsons at all?
Never. And the fact that they're doing the live...
The
listen,
man
the
who
fact
knows
that
the Ouija board works doesn't
listen.
want to talk about and acknowledge the biggest time machine fucking prediction program on television. The biggest... How do you explain all that?
Witchcraft.
Shit. I'm going to call some people that know some people that are going to get an apprentice, bring you a staff, my
No,
man.
sir. We don't need any of that.
Oh, boy.
Listen, it's
gonna have
Halloween.
fucking
It's
crystals
Halloween.
on it.
Don't play with the fucking dark arts. That's my PSA. Leave the dark arts alone. Don't pretend.
What's your favorite thing
we're
to
gonna
do?
drink
What's your
some
favorite
wine
thing
and
to
play
do?
with the Ouija board. That's not cool.
What's your favorite thing to do for Halloween? Don't lie.
Nothing.
Nothing?
I'm not a
Not
Halloween
even
person.
a little bit.
I'm not a Halloween person.
You never egged anybody?
Don't. Never robbed bags. Never did any of that trash.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what they do in California on Halloween?
Rob people.
No, little
Put
little
razor
kids,
blades in apples.
Little kids who have access to cars drive around with bandanas on their face and huck eggs out like drive-bys.
Oh my God.
It's silly. It's very silly.
Yeah. Some people think Halloween's the greatest holiday that ever existed.
It is.
Why?
You don't?
Explain it.
You know why. It is the closest casual day. It is the closest casual day that everybody shares that they have in common. Because no matter what, you're not escaping the turn. That's why everybody's celebrating it. That's my thought.
But here's the thing.
That's my thought.
Here's my thing. It's gotten so far off base.
Does it matter?
It does matter. Make Halloween Halloween again.
What about the fact
That's
that
my
they,
new campaign.
What about the fuck,
Make Halloween
what about
Halloween
the
again.
fact, and not to get political, that they talk about that Halloween is rooted in poverty?
What?
You never heard any of that?
No.
That Halloween was created for the poor?
How about Halloween? Dude, it's a pagan holiday.
Yeah, well, I mean that's
Let's
what
go
I
back.
say too.
Let's go back. It's a fucking pagan holiday.
I feel like you're walking up the wrong road when you're trying to say that about exactly that, right?
Let's make Halloween Halloween again. Right?
They need
no
to
more
bring back
pumpkins. No more pumpkins. You know what you carve? You carve turnips because that was the original pumpkin.
Oh.
And you've never seen some of those carved turnips in museums. They're terrifying.
You can't stop. What do they call this? I believe I'm going to use this word correctly. The industrial complex of pumpkins. Right?
There's
Did
so
I
much
use
money.
that right or no?
There's so much money in pumpkins.
I didn't use that right. Business. You can't stop those wheels.
Listen,
You can't stop those wheels.
you want to talk about
That's
interesting?
such a big thing.
You know they
People literally
they
have pumpkin
genetically
tattoos.
They genetically developed pumpkins,
We've-
white
we've
pumpkins,
been over
to be
this.
shot out of cannons.
We've been over this. They've genetically designed everything. The weather,
You know what the biggest mistake people make?
thinking
Is they,
that it's not
no,
real.
they try to cook carving pumpkins. There's a difference between carving pumpkins and pie pumpkins.
Not if you sell it to the right person, there isn't.
So ridiculous.
You're
so ridiculous.
You and I both know where we're going with this because you're the one that pointed it out. You see those broads over there thinking they're fucking 260 with plaid and a lumberjack fucking build, and they're over there trying to jack through that fucking pumpkin like it owes them money on a back Motel 8 Saturday night. Jesus. After the cops have come through twice and
listen,
some Bundy shit.
You just brought up an old memory of mine.
Uh-oh.
So
was it the cops, the Motel 8, or the Bundy?
All of the above.
Oh no.
You know what a good time is? When you have an apartment that's across the street from a hotel.
Oh shit.
And the hotel's used for prostitution. And you sit on your balcony at night, drinking beers, looking through some set of binoculars, and you watch what room they go into, and then you call the front desk of the hotel and say, "Connect me to room 314." And they answer the phone. You're like, "Hi, I'm with the local newspaper. We're doing a story on prostitution. We'd like to get your input on it." And then you sit there and you watch them run out of the room. Or when you watch the Vice Squad come from either side of the motel and they block off the parking lot and they start going door to door, and it's like watching rats off a sinking ship as they're jumping off the balconies and they're trying to run away from the cops. That's a good time.
That is perfection. That is a good time.
Yes, that is a good time.
Hookers and chess. Hookers and chess. But on the Halloween note, everybody celebrates because, yes, it's important.
You're right. Nobody gets out alive.
To celebrate the ghosties. The ghosties.
Don't forget the ones that have gone before, and listen. And don't tempt the ones you shouldn't be tempting. Don't play with the things you don't understand. I'm just putting it out there.
The spirits?
Don't fuck around with things you don't understand.
Bro, listen.
We've seen all the movies. They're like, "I'm a witch," and everything goes south for them, right? They all get possessed.
Can we be Jedi?
Oh.
We need to be something else. Who's the person that just stands around
No. You want to talk about Jedi? It got ruined for me.
Why? What happened?
In that goddamn movie when they came out and said, "You can't be a Jedi unless you have enough midichlorians in your fucking blood." That fucking ruined it for me, right? Because as a child, I believed that if I believed hard enough and I worked hard enough,
you're saying because
I could be a Jedi.
Because you medically can't pass. You think it's
they made it a genetic thing. You don't have the genetic components to be a Jedi, right?
You don't have the color.
And in that one movie, when that guy was like, "I am the Force and the Force is with me," the blind guy
right.
who was whipping
he's just wielding it.
No, man.
That was my favorite guy, by the way.
And by the way, he's not a Jedi.
Right, he's better than a Jedi.
He's not even a Jedi.
Fuck the Jedi.
Right? That
I'm
made
not
me so
taking your code. I'm still partying on the weekends, and nobody's shooting me.
Dude, that guy was a beast.
Number one.
They ruined Jedi when they said I didn't have enough midichlorians, and fuck them for that.
I'll take him. Mm-hmm. I'll take his gig.
Yep.
I like it.
Yep.
It's on the side note. All right. Shaggy, what's your favorite, scariest movie? I don't know why we're asking him. He's never watched a scary movie in his life.
I'll tell you what, though, an interesting fact. Halloween 3 does not have Michael Myers in it at all. It does not feature any of the Michael Myers cast.
Halloween 3 doesn't have Michael Myers in it at all.
Why is it even Halloween 3 then?
A totally different movie.
Oh, okay. There you go. You heard it first here. Halloween 3 doesn't mean shit.
Don't waste your time.
Listen, we hope everyone has had a happy and safe Halloween.
Check your candy.
Right. And in case you were wondering what we were dressed as, I went as Joe Skelly. Joe Skelly went as Tyler I Don't Know. And Shaggy went as Fredo. So that was that. Happy Halloween. We hope you all have had wonderful... check your candy for razor blades and heroines and other things. What else? Don't get bodied.
Yeah, don't get bodied.
Don't get bodied.
Don't get kidnapped.
Left. Don't get kidnapped.
Don't end up... Oh, scary movie? Hostel.
Okay, yeah, that movie's fucking terrifying. Bro.
And I'll tell you why. That shit happens.
The movie's based on a real story.
That shit happens, and I can tell you why. I had a friend of mine for college. They had to go on a European trip, right? And the way the trip worked is they landed in Europe, and they did a tour of whatever town they were to go see all the special sites.
Right.
And they all had Eurorail passes, right? And the way it worked was the professor was like, "In 3 days' time, I'll see you in this town square. See you then." And then they'd go take the train, they would travel, they'd sightsee, do whatever. 3 days from there, they had to be in the next town, right? And then they do their tour. 3 days from now, I'll see you here. 3 days from now, I'll see you here. So my man and his crew, They're in a hotel, not a hostel, but a hotel, right? In former Eastern Europe. And they see these flyers for a strip club, right? And they're like, fuck yeah, let's go to the strip club. So they go out to the taxi and they're like, hey, take us to the strip club. And the taxi guy's like, yeah, get in. They get in and he locks the doors. And the guy takes off at like 80 miles an hour outside of town. The strip bar was like 10 blocks away, right? The guy goes the opposite direction. He's driving out of town. And he said, we were driving through wheat fields on a 2-lane road.
Yep.
At like 80 miles an hour. And he goes, and if it wasn't for the little partition in the window between us and the driver, and my buddy reaching through the window and punching the guy in the face till he stopped the car and reaching through and popping the locks.
Right.
And we walked like 4 miles back to town. Who knows what would have happened to us?
Yeah, I'm good on all that noise.
Yeah, that shit's fucking real, and that's why it's fucking terrifying.
Yeah. I know a whole crew of guys that have all those tattoos. It's weird.
That is weird.
Shout out to them. I miss you guys. But it's also weird. It's also weird.
All right.
That is.
We'll leave you on that note.
Yeah. Go watch those movies.
Beware of the hostel.
Yeah. Yeah. And don't drink any drinks that your buddy gives you at a party.
Don't lose a kidney.
No, don't do that. Happy Halloween. Ghost and shit.